Schultze, big day or big weekend coming up for your Mariners. How are we feeling?
Excited. ALDS Game 1. I will be there on Saturday. And can I just say, shout out to my dad. He sprung for the flex package for next season, so we could hopefully get access to some ALCS tickets once they go on sale here
Love
tomorrow.
it.
Yeah.
So
Very Papa Schultze.
I am a little disappointed, though, in one thing.
No headband today?
Headband. Like,
Sorry, bro.
I mean, we're talking about dressing up, dressing down, and I feel a little awkward staring at Schultze right now. You want to talk about being dressed down? No headband, and I would hope that when you go to the game, the headband is on.
The headband will be on. I don't know if you saw Tarek Skubal doing his interview after Game 1 for the Tigers, but he had a 2025 postseason Tigers headband on, so I'm like,
oh, you're fixing
foaming
on one
at
of
the
those,
mouth.
aren't
I'm
you?
like, all right, I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
2 of those for the
love it.
Mariners.
Although I will say, I am not a Mariner fan. I am a Mariner supporter. How about that?
Okay.
Right? Well, I mean, the only baseball team that I truly pull for is the Mets. And then I try to always root for hometown teams. And I know that's, Mariners are the closest thing we have to a hometown team. So I support the Mariners. As a supporter, didn't want to see Detroit. I would have much rather seen Cleveland. And I get the fact that Detroit has crapped the bed. I don't want to see Skubal twice. When you're in a series and you've got a guy capable of shoving a ball sideways up the old keister, Madison Bumgarner style, and I get the Mariners have great pitching too. That dude is...
Avoid him at all costs.
I just don't want anything to do with him.
Yep.
And so neither one of those teams should scare you. But with Cleveland having 2 of their better pitchers suspended for gambling charges, and yes, one team had a monumental class, but one team for 3/4 of the season was one of the best teams in baseball and has arguably the most dangerous arm in the game, I would have rather have seen Cleveland. The Mariners shouldn't be afraid of anyone in the American League.
No.
I mean, that roster is as good as anyone's. I don't know. They're not the best. I don't think they're the best team because there's teams in the National League. I think they're the best team in the American League. I've seen too many times in baseball where one guy the San Francisco Giants were not better than the Kansas City Royals.
No, one guy was.
One guy was.
Yeah.
And he actually
the others
won.
held it together, kind of.
Yes.
But he went out and he won 2 games by himself, and he came out of the bullpen to win a 3rd.
Yes, and that would be the one thing if I'm a Mariner fan that scares me. If you got a guy that can go out and give you 7 innings and give up 1 run, all it takes, and we've seen this so many times, it takes 1 3-game, 4-game slump of your offense, and that's why postseason is so.
Everyone starts gripping a little bit.
Yeah.
Things get tighter.
It takes just not even a 3 or 4 game slump. It can be 2 or 3 because if Skubal plays out of his mind and gives you 2 wins, and your offense goes cold for even 1 or 2 other nights, all of a sudden you look up and you're like, crap. And that's why I'm not cursing anyone. I think the Mariners have to feel sky high. But you're sitting around, you're waiting, and here comes Detroit that basically has been having to play for their life now. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I would have rather seen the Guardians if I'm a Mariner fan.
I feel the complete opposite of you, actually.
Yeah?
I absolutely am excited that they're facing the Tigers, and here's why. So Tarek Skubal went Game 1, almost 110 pitches. If the Mariners do have to see him a second time in this series, he ain't going to be fresh. And this entire Tigers lineup is full of young guys, like Dylan Dingler hitting 15 home runs, Riley Green. Like, they're good, but they're not great. And frankly, if I look at that pitching staff compared to Cleveland's, I don't want to face Hunter Gaddis. I don't want to face Cade Smith. The Mariners getting walks all season doesn't really come into play here in the postseason. I'd rather face Detroit's shaky pitching staff as opposed to the Guardians. So for me, I'm excited because you're basically going to see Skubal on the road, and if you get him to a Game 5, he's going to be pitching like 4 or 5 innings maximum, and it's going to be at T-Mobile Park. I just see the Mariners, they would roll over either team, but I'm so much more excited to see them face the less experienced Tigers.
They'll roll over either team.
Look at that. It's a good time of year to be
confident.
confident.
The cock of the walk over there. They're going to roll over.
I never get this.
Nothing bad could happen to the Mariners in the postseason.
Talk your talk, man. This is the time.
I love it.
Let's talk a little bit of playoff baseball currently. One of the other things I saw, Mariners related, I'm sure Schultze saw this as well. I don't know that this has been done in the past for other teams, and if it maybe they have, and I just haven't been aware of it, and I saw it because it was in the local market. They had Mariners, and the Brewers did this too. They were hosting scrimmages at their home ballparks while wild card teams were playing games, and so they opened those scrimmages to the public. I can't remember if it was free to get in or if you had to pay a
$10, but proceeds went
nominal
to a
fee.
local charity.
Concessions are open, and I saw some video from it. I saw Cal Raleigh go yard in it, and it was a really cool environment because it just. We talked yesterday about the entry point of getting into a playoff game, and there are going to be so many people that don't have a chance in hell at affording the gate fee to get in there. And I think it's a really cool thing that franchises who aren't playing wild card games are like, you know what, let's find a way to include fans that want to be part of this. And it looked like there were a few hundred, maybe 1,000 people out there. And I also saw they had Ichiro Suzuki playing right field for the scrimmage. That dude loves ball more than anybody. But I don't know if it's a new trend in baseball. I thought that was really cool for fans.
Yeah. Well, and just across the board, anytime you get fans involved and you see it with, and do we credit the Raptors for doing the outside the ballpark?
Oh yeah, the Jurassic Park thing.
Jurassic
That's
Park.
what they called it. But theirs kind of made it famous. But now it seems like a lot of teams are doing the hey, when we're on the road, watch along in the big setting with us.
They do it at home too.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They do it at home. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's for all of the big games. Like a ton of hockey teams do it now. I think anything like that is cool. The Padres have something like this even during the regular season. I don't know if you've seen. So the Padres games all sell out.
Yeah,
like it's a huge fan base, and in center field at Petco, it's kind of a low. You can kind of see into the stadium, and so they have this like family area where you're in the ballpark, but you're not really.
Is that with like the grass and,
Yes.
the sandbox and all that? Yeah.
And you can and it's pretty cheap.
It's almost like being like a GA at a concert or something like that.
And you can't really see much, but there's a video board, and it's just. You know, when you're down there and you can't afford a ticket, you can kind of go and mill around out in center field, and you're kind of part of it, but you're not. So I do think more and more teams are kind of embracing the either, the tickets aren't available or not everyone can afford. I mean, the cheapest price for this to the get-in is like what, $300 for
I think
the
that's
M's?
right.
That
yeah.
was face value, the face value for buying it directly from the M's was 300 level, 190. Yeah, and that's
And
if
I
you were
think
Did you
second
say 390?
no 190
190 for 300 level.
for the 300 level, but then if you have to buy it right now, secondary is like 260 or 300
So,
per seat.
Yeah, so you're talking two people. I mean, you're $5.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that more and more people are, more and more teams are finding creative ways to have fan engagement. I'll tell you what, if I had a family of 4, I can't. Like, what do you do?
No, but for $40, all 4 of you can go to the scrimmage if you want and feel like you're a part of it. That's a great
For $40
deal.
you're there, and Ichiro's out there playing.
Yeah,
You know,
all the stars are basically taking their hacks. Like you get a little taste of the playoff fever. It's great.
And I think that's really cool. And I don't. There's no place really down there around T-Mobile where you could do maybe at one of the breweries across the street. There's really no.
Like central, square or something like that.
No,
yeah, like plaza.
T-Mobile doesn't have a plaza. There's a parking garage, and then across the street they've got, I don't know what that little brew house is anymore. I know that's changed a couple times. There's a strip club.
Do it there.
There's a strip club right there. There's just a couple restaurants. There's really not an area where you could do a big gathering outside to have like kind of a party. But like if we ever get back to meaningful games at Moda Center, they got a courtyard there. You can do something cool.
You can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Get like some musical acts to play during timeout, stuff like that.
Yeah. I like the idea of I don't know what that strip club is up in Seattle, but yeah, do some get some of the gals out there, shake it a little bit.
Showgirls? Is that the one?
I think it might be. Yeah, it's like right across the street, basically.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, just get out there. Get out there, have them shake it a little bit. Get them in some. How about this? Something for the kids. Maybe instead of face painting, we do some body painting. Out there. Get the kids out there painting
Mariners logos all over there.
Yeah, painting the Mariners logos on there. You can do a big dumper sort of thing out there. Just kind of have some fun with it.
Definitely big dumper tie-ins. Yeah, you could have a big dumper contest.
Yeah.
Dad, what's under the compasses on her body? I don't understand.
What's funny is I have a buddy who lives in Spokane and they're from the Seattle area originally, and he wanted to take his family and his 3 boys out to a Mariners game. They hadn't been to one. They were like 5, 7, and 9 or something.
Yeah.
And they got a hotel right by the ballpark, and they're like, the middle child like opens up the blinds of the window. It's like right across the street from Showgirls, and he's like, Dad, what is that place? What do they do there? And he's like,
Well, the first time my kids were big we grew up because they grew up being hockey fans. That's what we watched at my house a lot. And so when my daughter, I want to say for her like 14th, 15th birthday, something like that, she had never been to a pro hockey game.
Mhm.
And at the time, closest one is Vancouver.
Yep.
So for her birthday, we were like, well, we'll take you to Canada. And she was into the Blackhawks at the time.
Mhm.
And so the Blackhawks were playing up there. It was the Blackhawks and the Red Wings playing back to back. And I was like, we're going to.
That's great.
Yeah. So we'll go up there. So we drive up, same thing. If you've ever, Vancouver's a very walkable city.
Yeah.
And everything's right there.
It's a really cool city if you
Yeah.
haven't been.
So we get our hotel, we walk to the game, and we're walking back. And sure enough, my daughter, Vancouver is home to a lot of late night massage places.
Mhm.
And so it's like 11:30 at night, and we're walking by, and there's like two across the street from each other, big neon lights, whatever, massage. And my daughter goes, dead serious, looks at me and goes, "Dad," she's like,
Doesn't it seem kind of late for a
she's
massage?
like, why are there massage places open at 11:30 at night? And I
Well,
kind of
honey.
smiled. I looked over at my wife and I was like, "Well, you want to handle this one?" She's just looking at me and she's like, I started laughing. She's like, "What's Dad laughing about?" And I'm like, "Have Mom explain that one." That's it's like, I don't think you want a massage, honey. I think those are the massage parlors that you're. Should have just said, like, "Hey, why don't you go in and knock on the door and see if you can go grab one of those real
See
quick."
what kind of services they're offering, huh?
See what they're offering up for, say they're not for you. Say it's for your dear old dad. He's just sending you in to see what's up. I'm sure that'll go over real well. We've all
Well-
had to have those awkward conversations.